Hello and welcome back. I mean, for me, I'm home now, which is so nice. It's like late afternoon on Thursday, on the 27th, when I'm recording this, and I've been home definitely less than 24 hours, like probably about 18 or so. I got in really late last night. My flight was super delayed. I took a cab, and the cab driver was like kind of a cranky jerk, and it wasn't the greatest trip home, but I had a nice time while I was there. But my goodness, I am so glad to be back. And I'm really looking forward to the next few days. I'm going to finish playing Celeste, and I'm going to record some vlogs, and we're going to hang out, and Blue Jay's going to come visit. And tomorrow night, Blue Jay and me and Emily and Tyson are all going to hang out together, which makes my heart so full of joy. I can't even tell you. My shriveled black little heart. So I'm going to get to hang out with all those friends, and we're going to probably play a board game or get some dinner. Maybe I will force them to be on my vlog. I'm sure they won't mind too much, given that they've all been on it already. And then after that, Heather is having New Year's at her house. So Blue Jay and I are going to go to that, and we're going to hang out and do some New Year's stuff. I think it's going to be pretty chill. And I'm just looking forward to gently easing out of 2018. And as a result, I've been thinking a lot about kind of what I've done in 2018 and what a monumental year it was. I look back to the beginning of the year and I just forget how much stuff we've done. Just dozens and dozens of episodes of really good, fun role-playing content, a bunch of games on stream, tons of prep. I worked on a new game this year, which I'm going to release next year. We've got new projects coming up, and we've been doing planning for those. 2018 was a tough one for me and for a lot of people because I think just being alive right now is hard for a lot of people. These are tough times, which is a weird thing to say, but it's really given me some understanding of what it must be like to live in times where things are changing. I've kind of felt the last few years, and this year particularly, that 2018 and kind of the time that I've been an adult in general feels like this very liminal state. It feels like the world is moving between two things. I look back at, being a kid and talk to my parents and my grandparents about their experiences as adults, and it's always seemed to me like things felt more stable before, that there was this acceleration of culture and technology and just the way things are. It's so different today than it was 5 years ago. I mean, fucking case in point, I'm making videos for the internet as my job. I'm spreading the word of role-playing games. I'm entertaining people in a way that I don't think anyone thought could have existed 10 years ago. Certainly not in the way that it exists. So I feel and I think maybe part of this is just my own life. I bet you if I had a more traditional job and I was honestly a straight person, I feel I would probably have a different viewpoint on this. But that's what's so important about taking a broad understanding of a bunch of different people's ideas and using that to base your capturing of a moment, right, of time. So for me, 2018 and honestly the last 3, 4, 5 years of my life have felt very liminal, have felt very movement oriented, things are shifting, things are changing. I don't know, do you feel that? Does your life feel stable? Because God, mine doesn't. Not in a bad way. I feel a lot of the time I never know what's around the corner, right? Something new and exciting is going to happen tomorrow or the next day or 2 weeks. And I've been thinking a lot about 2019 and sort of the things that I'm looking forward to. In January, I've got a trip to St. Louis for the live show for Court of Swords. That's a big milestone. I'm going to probably, there's a 95% chance I'm going to be in LA for a while at the end of January, doing some stuff with UCLA. And then February, there's a pretty good chance I'm going to be in Korea. And then a week in March, me and Zeke are going to be in Japan. And then Poland after that. And so it's just and I've talked about this before, but obviously it's on my mind a lot. There's a ton going on in the beginning of the next year, and I think that's really going to set the pace. And as a result, I've started to think that maybe 2020 is going to be the year that I need to take some time off or downtime or just not go to every convention and say no to a few opportunities. Even though when I look back at 2018, there's just so much good shit that happened. When I think about it, that Banner Saga thing was the most stressful thing I did all year, right? Trip after trip after trip to Burbank with Gen Con slapped right in the middle of it, and just exhaustion all the way through. But when I look back at it now, this is what getting a tattoo is like. You feel anxious about it, but you're excited because you have an idea and you've gone in, you paid your deposit, you're going to get a tattoo. You feel anxious because like it's going to hurt, because they do. But like, there's also the anxiety of like, what is it going to look like? I'm changing my body. This is going to be cool. And then you do it and it hurts while you're doing it. And like sometimes it really hurts and you don't want to do it anymore. Right? The tattoo that I have like right here hurts so bad that by the end of it, like 4 hours in, I was just like, why did I do this? Like, this is the worst. But within a day or so of it being done, I was like, wow, now I have this cool tattoo and the pain is gone. It's a distant memory, and we're really good at changing the way we remember things based on getting ourselves free of trauma. So like now, looking back at the big projects and all the stress of 2018, I can't help but imagine them with rose-colored glasses, because I don't feel that stress anymore. It happened to a past version of me that I have sloughed off. So here I am, looking hopefully at 4 or 5 or 6 months of constant travel and busyness and doing role-playing stuff and streaming and everything. And I'm like, it's going to be great. And I know that in the moment I'm going to be like, what the hell am I doing getting on another airplane? But I think that's sort of the point of a life, isn't it? To just like do things and to get through the hard stuff and support each other in doing the hard stuff, so that at the end, when you're getting old and you can't do the things, you've done them already. You can look back and the pain of the stress has hopefully sloughed off, and all you have is this little diamond, this pearl of your own experience. I don't know. I'm only 35. I don't know. Ask me again when I'm 80, right? If we haven't transcended our flesh bodies by then. Cyber gods willing. So I don't know. Just thinking a lot about 2019 and things I'm looking forward to. Accomplishments in the past, year-end feels, and I know that this year is going to be a busy one, and it's going to be an intense one, and there's going to be lots of playing games and telling stories and exploring life and taking pictures. And I don't know, maybe we'll be checking in again in a year, and things will be, well, probably things will be as much the same as they are different. But I hope that you're there with me. I hope that you're watching. Maybe you've come back. Maybe in a year I'll tell you, like, go back and watch last year's and let's check in on myself. Let's see how I did. There is certainly something to be said for having a record of all of this. My memory is not very good. I don't know what it is, but this is tied in with, if you've ever watched me play a video game where you have to navigate it all, it takes a lot to write something to my long-term memory. My short-term memory just kind of goes. And if I don't consciously like take the effort, I'm the guy at the party who, when I meet someone, I'm like, John. His name is John. John has a beard. John is wearing a blue shirt. John likes League of Legends. John. Because if something doesn't get pushed aggressively into that part of my memory, I'll forget it right away. So it's nice to externalize my memory a little bit. I think that's my favorite thing about the internet is, even if I don't get that cybernetic body that I want so bad, even if I die like every other fleshy human that has ever lived, and my consciousness is gone into the void, it's nice having this record of it, these things that I've thought and the things that I've done, and like proof that I did something while I was alive. And that to me is what I guess most people, like a big reason why most people have kids, because they embody that sense of legacy. But I don't want kids. I just want to do things. I just want to make stuff. I want to take pictures and make videos and share my experiences with people. Yeah. Feeling a little like wistful, I guess. A little like thoughtful here at the end of the year. Hoping that I've managed to do some good and made something meaningful, and being excited about doing the same next year. Being good to myself and people around me, and like making cool shit and working hard and just like doing it my own way. So, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I did want to say this one thing. So a couple of days ago, I guess before I went on my trip, I was talking about a new book that I was reading. This book, Long Way to a Small Angry Planet. It's so good. It's so good. I cannot put it down. I'm like 90% of the way through, and literally as soon as I'm done recording this vlog, it's going to be a struggle not to just lay down and read for an hour. But I have to work. I got work to do. But it's a reward. It is a beautiful reward every time I get to read it. If you like multicultural sci-fi, it's like a little bit queer. There's multiple sequels to it as well, which I'm so overjoyed about. I bought them already. I'm just waiting for them to show up. But if you like sci-fi, definitely check it out. I would put it up there with Ancillary Justice and N.K. Jemison's work as some of the best sci-fi and fantasy I've read in the last few years. And actually, that's a really cool thing to be able to say. The best sci-fi and fantasy that I have read, like in the last 5 years, has all been by women. Kick ass. If you're looking for a book recommendation, that is mine. Go check that out. Also, hold on. Also, while we're making book recommendations, this. Jia Yang, Red Threads of Fortune. There's another one, The Black Tides of Heaven. And then a third one about monsters that I haven't read yet. But these are great. That's dramatic. These are great. They're little novellas about a world that reminds me a lot of like Avatar: The Last Airbender, but also Court of Swords in a lot of ways. It's a little like magic-y in a really cool way. I think you'd like it. You should check it out. So yeah, that's a couple of books that I read this year that I really enjoyed. I don't really like doing like top 10 lists or like best of 2018 or whatever. I'm not going to do one of those. But I do like sharing stuff that I like as it comes up. So if you're interested in something fantasy, the Tensorit series, Jia Yang, and then the Wayfarer. Anyway, the sci-fi book that I showed you. Check those out. All right, cool. I'm gonna go eat because I haven't today, and I will check in with you again tomorrow. Have a good one, everybody.